application that actually help to it could be that the product, it could be that they actually develop a product that help people to book for car wash or cleaning the house or anything. All of those are digital led products, right? Because they are they are products built for businesses to drive something, right? They are products that is built, not that they rely on consulting. Consulting, on the other side, basically means that this is not our product, but we're selling this product on behalf of another company. If your company is doing all these Avaya sales, if your company is doing Avaya, doing AWS, all of those ones are not classified as digital led. They are consulting. If your company just help companies to advise them, okay, you want to run a campaign, you want to run an activity, you want us to guide you on how to do it better. Those are consulting. They don't have a product. They don't have a platform. They don't have anything that they're giving to businesses to scale on. So that's what it meant. So what Technician is looking for basically are three different categories. So I mean two categories basically, the technical and non-technical. So if you're technical, maybe you are writing codes, right? You write code, you do data analysis, you do your programming, you are a dev, either front-end or back-end, you are a developer, you are a data scientist, you are classified as under technical applicant. If you're non-applicant, a non-technical applicant, in my own case, I'm a non-technical applicant. So what I did basically then was I applied as a product person, right? A senior solution sales, senior solution architect that help businesses to listen to them, identify their problem, and use that to build something. And if you look at here, it defined what it means. It said must be proven to be at the building. So you see, building using development the skills of infrastructure, technical infrastructure, build technical infrastructure. It could be front-end or hardware. It could be anything. Why the business skills is proving commercials, right? You are working on commercial part of it. Like okay, so developers build the product. So it's a chain, right? Developers, they build the product, they build the phone, they write the code, they do all of that. We are the people that take it to the market. We are the one that ensure that this problem solve a particular problem in the market. We identify the risk of putting it in the market. If you're on that side, or you are even the marketing, imagine someone that is a digital marketer, like you are just updating on social media, and interestingly, you are able to apply for global talent and got your endorsement, right? That's how simple it could be. So example of skills are here, cybersecurity, that they are here. Then the business skills are also here, right? Business skills, like I mentioned during my own case, I apply as this person, solution sales expert, and I also apply as this, right? Because my application speaks to multiple. So I'm not just selling because of the level I am in my career. So I do strategy. So experiencing expanding growth of significant product led. So it fell under this category. It fell under this one, and it fell under this one. Then solution sales skills in a B2B, it also fell under this, not big companies. So my companies are big. I've not worked with any startup in the past. All of them have been multinational. So this might be out of it, but at least we've talked about reviewing my application. I think it fell under this one and this one. So that's on my own application. You could be a product person, even if it's a junior product person that you've supported developing a product in the past. I got a question from someone that talked about building, and probably have a mind of building an African store. I want to regulate it. If you can just build an e-commerce platform, right? Build an e-commerce platform where you upload all your sales and all that, and you get companies to plug into it to say, okay, they can also list on that platform. Guess what? You already qualified to apply for this, right? Doing it. So the difference is doing that same solution that you have from a local to digitalizing it. That's all. That's how you fit into this. So I think that can be talked about later. So first thing first, it must be a digital technology sector, right? Classified as a tech company and must be a product led. Product led is a keyword. If your company is consulting or you are doing API, you just give API out, is not allowed. Some other things are said that currently being excluded. So this excludes general consultation, like I mentioned, outsourcing, technology related to consulting group, focusing on processing services and all. All of those guys are not there. Imagine somebody working with Deloitte for many years and thought of, okay, I want to leave Nigeria to come to the UK or even go to Australia, because this global talent thing now, the same requirement that you have that you put together for global talent is similar requirement you use for Australia application, is similar requirement that you use for US. There's is it US EB1. One of those things are close to what the global talent requirements are, the three recommendation letter and all that. I'm still going to talk about that. So if you put all of those documents together, is similar to all those countries because the endorsement body seems like the same. Tech Nation in some countries, some other names in another country, but the requirements are the same because they focus on getting talent. How do they identify talent? Product led. What is the success that you have? What have you done and all? So speaking on, so those are part of the things here. Then you now speak about the categories. I saw the pastor mentioned about why looking for 5 years when you can do 3 years? In global talent, it gives you the two options based on your experience. I remember seeing a post online that a guy wrote on LinkedIn that immediately he finished NYC, got the global talent. I know how that can happen. Maybe when he was school, he was doing what he's supposed to do. He has people to mentor him, to guide him. And I tell young people now, when you are in school and you think that you are looking into the future, don't just go to school and have fun and do all of that. I won't say be like me, right? But when I was in school too, I was more or I was a JCI member. I was doing many things. I was trying to learn new things. Though we never knew about the future, right? We just go on. But now it's open there, it's out there. You have opportunity, people doing great things after school. So you can actually align with them. So now that is if you're saying that you are a leader, right? Exceptional leader, if you want them to endorse you as an exceptional talent, which will give you 3 years to ILR, so you have to have more than 5 years experience. Why the downside is 0 to 5 is the exception potential. They call it exceptional promise. They see that you have all of these things that you need, but you are growing. There is possibility, there is potential in you and all. So the only thing different about the two while doing your application is what you put in your CV and how strong your your letters are looking. What are the people writing for you saying about you? Yeah. So I don't know if everyone is listening. If you think there's any question, please, I'm going to do it differently. Just stop me, ask your question so we can proceed. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so moving on. So I'm going to quickly touch on the requirements, right? So let's assume that someone wants to do it now. What are the checklists? So I've prepared the checklist in an Excel form, which I'm going to send. So from there you can look at it. But in practice or general perspective, looking at the global talent itself, you need some things to be done. Firstly, you need to write your personal statement. Your personal statement should capture um, who you are, why do you want to come to the UK? What kind of occupation are you doing? I mean, your first paragraph should talk about you. My name is Shell. I've done this over the years. This. I moved into tech some years back, and I got just say some nice things about you. Second paragraph to talk about what motivates you to tech. Then top paragraph you now talk about, oh, the UK economy has grown over the years, and you feel that 50% of whatever is coming to the world is coming from the UK. And like Pastor mentioned, AI and all that is involving, and the UK market is putting money the UK government is putting money in it, and you feel that this is the right time for you to join the train, right? So that's where you want to come. And from your research, you discover that Manchester has a lot of potentials of growth, as many tech companies are moving to Manchester from London because of this, because of that, and you do some data, cover it there, then your statement of your personal statement is solid. Then you need to do your CV, right? The CV also should speak volume about you and what you want to apply. So make sure it's aligned. It has your correct, I mean, your progression from maybe you started as a junior developer, you became developer, you became senior developer. Have it all listed out there, and make sure you are also putting your achievement. And another thing that I think I should mention is, if you're a contractor in a company, a contractor working in another company, you cannot apply, or except you decide you don't show any trace of being a contractor with that company, right? Just to be sure. Then after you've done that, you need to get 3 letter of recommendation letter for people from high established individuals. So if you know some head of IT in one company, you know the CEO of InterSuite, you know the CEO of Flutterwave, this is the time for you to reach out to them to write you a letter of recommendation. You need 3, but we always advise that get 5 for me. If I'm going to be the one guiding you through the process, I will advise that you get 5. So what I do with the 5 is that I look at them, I look at those people, not the letter now. I look at those people, I put their name on Google. What am I seeing? Who are these people? Have they really been successful? Imagine you get a letter from a of Flutterwave, the former CEO of Flutterwave, and the guy that started up Andela, right? And you got another letter from one unpopular CEO that is also good, and we're trying to compare, should we pick? Definitely, I'll tell you to go with in. He is known everywhere, right? He's known by the time they put his name on Google, and for him to give you a letter of recommendation, that single letter can give you endorsement, right? Can give you endorsement. They will not call you to ask you, but that is single letter can give you. So I advise that stretch yourself more, reach out, connect with people, and get what you need from them and move on. So you need 3, but get more, right? Then there is now we've talked about 3 documents. Now they now tell you that you need additional up to 10 different evidences, right? So in the checklist I'm sending to you, I've already broken this down. Maybe I should even put it up. I've broken this down to a way that can make it simpler for anyone that want to do this, to be able to go through it easily and be able to navigate it. So I'm also going to send this through through the pastors for anyone that's interested. So after you put all of that together, we review it, your statement of purpose, like I mentioned, your CV, your letter of recommendation, right? Personal statement, letter of recommendation, and your CV. Those are these 3 ones are very important. But these 3 ones are going to be giving you statement of purpose 1, then CV 2, then 3 letter of recommendation should be with 3. That's 5 documents. Then you now need to provide the other ones, these other 10. One thing I want to say before going deep, maybe talked about, if I still have time, talk about the mandatory criteria, what the expectations are, is that for anyone, young, old, volunteer, right? Try and look for a way to volunteer, not because the government is saying that if these reform people come into power, they are going to make sure that people volunteer without being pushed. Volunteer. Reason is because for me, right from my university days, I've always been doing it. So when I came into the UK, the first thing I did was, oh, my weekends, what do I do with it? On Saturdays, in Saturday morning till around 5, I'm probably sleeping or cleaning the house. Okay, let me adjust myself. Let me look for any of these organizations that is free that I can volunteer for. So I found British Art Foundation close. So I now went there. I told them that I want to volunteer. I filled their form. I did their interview and I got in. So what I do for them on Saturdays is that I go there to help them upload all their data online, right? All the clothes on their eBay website. If you go to their eBay, they have stuff they post there. Some of those Amazon return that people return, we post it. I take the pictures, I post it there, we tag it, and they are selling there. So it's also that is also digital technology. So if I need anything, maybe let's say assume I'm applying for this now. British Art Foundation will give me a letter freely without putting pressure. So these are part of the reasons why I said so. There are multiple of them in the UK. This Western world is all about charity, is all about giving out and all that, our community services. So associate with one of them because, and if for your endorsement, you need it somewhere here. So on the mandatory criteria, they now have mandatory two unique evidences on mandatory criteria. So I want to try and run through the. Do I still have more time, Pastor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like how many minutes do I have?
I would say 8 minutes, sir.
8 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
So example of evidences that you need to submit. So I'm running through this 10 piece of evidences. So the 10 piece of evidences, they've already classified them into two areas. They call one mandatory criteria. Those mandatory criteria, if you don't meet up with it, there's no discussion. It's just like you're going for your driving test and you have one major and 15 minor. You have 15 minor, and people that understand that because of that one major, you failed, right? So the same thing here. So you have this mandatory criteria is very key to them. And then there is optional criteria. So they said at least two pieces of mandatory criteria. So two pieces of evidences need to be provided for mandatory. Then four unique different documents showing at least two. So for exceptional talent, right, you need to provide two fully. That's what I would advise. If you're applying for promise, if you can't provide two, make sure you have one and make sure that one is solid, like really, really solid. So then optional criteria, we'll talk about what his expectation is. So here is an examples of it. They said, so it's giving you that note the following while preparing for the document, how the template should look like. You must not use ChatGPT. You must not, DocuSign is allowed, but I would advise that if you can avoid using DocuSign, please don't use DocuSign because at the end of the day, I've seen someone's application that all the people that gave him letter, because everybody used DocuSign, so it now looks like it's fake. So you have to avoid that. Get people to sign. Let them scan it to you, uploading it on Home Office page. So you're not really doing any of that. So put it there. Then he said any letter of reference submitted as part of your 10 supporting evidence should not be the same as your mandatory letter. So you need to make sure that, and something again that I like to mention is that for some of these letters, you are going to be the one writing them. When you are going to be writing 15 different letters, there is likelihood that they might look the same. Please try as much as possible, give it to people to read for you, criticize it. Earlier today, I went through someone's application. He's submitting on Friday. I went through his application. I had to tell him that I don't think he's ready because reason is because two of his letters are looking the same. And I told him that I explained to him why I feel that he's not ready, except if he can walk through it between now and Wednesday. If you sit down by Wednesday and I see that okay, they're not looking like the same again, and I told him to also on his personal statement, he confounded a product, right? And that product he confounded, if he feel that he could give him more edge on the global talent visa, in my own opinion, I feel that you are pushing this product forward, that you confounded this and you want to continue it in the UK. If I'm the one endorsing your application, I will deny you and tell you to apply for innovator.
Yes, you are wasting battery. You are wasting battery.
I said I will deny you and advise you to go for innovator's visa. Right? So that's why I told him, I'll tell him I'll deny him go for innovators visa because you said you have this product already made. You have everything ready for the product, and that's what you want to come and do in the UK. Okay, come with it now on innovators visa, not global talent. So you have to make sure. I said you mention it, but don't put it out there like you are shouting it a lot. They like it that you are innovative, but again, slow it down a bit. So all of those things, the letter of recommendation can, so it could be digital signed, like I mentioned. It could be digital signed, but again, please, if you can get, so they mentioned that signature originated from different IP address. The applicant might not look at the IP address. It might just look at why are all these 3 letters looking the same. Meanwhile, it stated here that you can use that to sign it, right? But again, please get people to sign with their hands. At least, even if you are using DocuSign, let me one. Then align your LinkedIn profile to match with whatever you are putting out there, right? So then your work history align also. Then mandatory criteria. So I mentioned earlier that you need to meet up. So how do I demonstrate that I have been recognized as someone either to be endorsed as this or a leader or a talent? So examples are here. You have led the growth of a digital product is here. Then you have led the marketing. So if you're a digital marketing person, you qualify to do it. Business development, business analyst, and everybody is more like qualifying in as much as you are in a tech environment. It just depends on how you structure your application. Support for non-profit. This is very, very important. It's a mandatory criteria. You can see it here. Support for non-profit is mandatory. So when you are doing it, you just have to pick 2 of this. But I think if you support any non-profit, this is a clean chance for you. The non-profit people will just give you a letter and provide you put picture, screenshots as evidences and all that. This one pass, then you now pick one. Yeah, maybe you've led this growth of a digital product, then you put it there. Then if you're lucky that you work internationally and you've gotten an award in your company is a global company, right? You're working with Microsoft and Microsoft give you an award. That's also an international. You write it there. The way we write it that out of 500 employees, you were recognized as top 5, right? So it makes it global. Then speaking at well-structured events is also very key. Don't reject opportunity to speak. Like this one now is a well-structured event organized by the church. If I'm applying, I'll call the pastor to give me a letter that I attended and spoke at their event, right? This is outside my work ethics. It's like giving back. I can also position it as support for non-profit because it's a church. So church can say that I supported them. I'm not collecting money. I didn't collect money. I just supported them to help people get their path in the UK and move into tech. Maybe something like that. So these are part of those ones. Then the mandatory criteria, you will need to pick 4. So examples are also here, right? So evidence of innovative products. In me was stressing more about innovative product development when he was talking about innovators visa. Same thing apply here. But what here is that the company is already scaling, not a company that is just starting, right? You are part of it and it's scaling. So what you do here, you can get letter from customers that you supported, right? Maybe you supported Remoney. Remoney give you letter to say, okay, when they were building their core banking application, you are the one that helped them to position it. You are the solution architect that designed it. And currently, when they were using the former provider, they were making $1 million. But now that they've moved there, they're now doing $15 million, something like that. Those are things they want to see. Then evidence of domestic or international sales customers. So these are, if you have customers that you are selling to, like Madam selling food, if you are selling to Canada, if you are selling to all of those things, you show them your dashboard. Like you do a screenshot of your dashboard that you are also selling to other places and all that. Then demonstrates okay, so you need to show that you also work outside your immediate employment, like where it's not only limited to what I work. If you have an open source project that you're doing, if you have any other thing that you are doing that is not part of it, talks on conference that is not related to your work, you are not representing your company, you are doing it to speak on your expertise. Those are part of it. I think all of them are here. So if anyone is interested, I'm willing to go deeper in it, look at the people's profile, check their CV, and do the needful to help them get it. I think this is one of the best visa you can get. People move from innovators visa to global talent. A lot of people do that. And I think maybe they know something that we don't know. That's what they make them to move in. But I'll tell you, global talent is one of the best visa that you can get in the UK. Most of the rules are coming, but I'm not sure it's anything. Rather, they are opening more doors for talent, right? So that's the summary about this. I want to take questions. Then I also send all the documents across to the pastors so that I can share with everyone. Yeah, questions, please. Anyone?
Thank you, sir. Can we give a round of applause? Thank you. Excellent. To be honest, we can. There's a lot to explore. To be honest, thank you. Very well articulated presentation. Um, uh, when you said people are moving from innovator founder visa to global talent, that's shocking to me. To be honest, so
Yeah, so
any.
I asked questions about one of them that actually had a successful transition like that. So he told me
Mm,
the requirement for the at the time by the time you want to apply for ILR, the requirement is higher than global talent. Global talent just you just need to show a proof that you earn in your field of endorsements, just £1 or
mm,
£2, just a
mm,
pound, and get
mm,
all your taxes, get accountant to write that this £1 came to your account from this particular company that you work with,
mm,
and you are true. But innovators visa, according to what guys are saying, you have to show that it's now profitable. The company is profitable. I think they
mm,
also you can advise further. The company is
yeah.
profitable and he has employed people, and you have to
Mm,
open your books to confirm all of that. Global talent, just get a job with any company or start up your own company, be paying yourself, something like that, you know.
I see your point. Yeah, so they are, in other words, they are trying to make innovator founder visa they want legitimate businesses,
Yeah,
so to get
because
that,
you
yeah,
came into the
absolutely.
country to build a business.
Yeah, exactly. I see, I see. Thank you, sir. Do we have any question?
I think
We can take two or three.
a question drop on the charts.
Okay, so what is the chance of someone who has not worked in tech environment?
Hmm. Number one thing I say is that they don't call you to ask you questions. And so that means that everything you must submit that you have to submit for this thing have to be your A game. Must be traceable, must be reliable, and you must have confidence to do it. Somebody did an application, they called the person to provide updates, to provide additional clarification on that thing. They gave him 10 days to do that. And because it was, all these our people, we go run them,
Hmm.
was unable to do that, now give him time to leave. Because when you provide such evidences, initially we don't submit directly to home office. When I did my own, so after you fill your first application, home office will generate a reference code to you. That reference code, you now take the reference code to Technation, right?
Hmm.
So you put the reference code on Technation's application form, then you now proceeded. But since July, when this whole care visa got scrapped, Home
Hmm.
Office now are making it mandatory for everyone to upload everything on their page.
Hmm.
So now what that implies is Home Office is looking at those applications, vetting it before forwarding it to Technician.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's another angle to look at it. So if you are doing that, and for someone in care, for instance, see, I'll tell you that your wife, if you're married, what kind of job is your wife doing now? Because they are going to ask you. You look at by the time you are filling the form, they ask you if you are saying you are inside the UK. They will ask you your class of visa, current class of visa. How do you want to move transition from care that you came into the UK with to
Hmm.
technique to global talent
Hmm.
as the primary applicant? But if you have a wife that she's doing tech, you can think about, we can weigh the risk. We can look at her profile. Okay, can this person do it? Can this person do it? Check their LinkedIn profile. Even if we're doing rebranding, what has happened in the past in our LinkedIn and all that. I think those are the things that we should look out first. So, but tech to care worker visa to global talent. Maybe before now, it could happen before now to say that you are doing it as a side job. You can say you are supporting one tech company in Nigeria and you're devoting some hours of your time with them, right? But now that this whole thing, a lot of people during our time, I heard technician gets maybe 5,000 and 500 in a year. 500 application in a year, the whole world. Now, in July only, I heard they got up to 6,000.
A lot of people applying.
Yeah, everybody wants to go in there. Everybody wants to continue doing that. So that makes the application a bit more strict. The process now strict. I think that answer your question.
Yeah. So can you still stay with us? I want us to take the next presentation and then we answer all the questions on global talent together. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I know a lot of you will have questions.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your presentation. Can I invite Mr. Babatola Olatunji, and I will just quickly read his profile. Sir, can you please open your video so that everyone can see you, please? If you're able to. Mr. Babatola, please. Sorry, I think I have to call him. Sorry, bear with me while I... Okay. Thank you. All right.
So the thing was just
okay, thank you. Let me quickly read your profile so that people will at least know you a bit. So Olatunji Babatola is a creative entrepreneur and technology advocate committed to inspiring others to reach for their highest potential, having achieved global talent status through unwavering faith and relentless pursuit of excellence. Is passionate about showing others how to transform their circumstances into stepping stones for success. And that is what he will do today. So let's make him welcome with a clap ovation, please. Just if you can do the electronic clapping for him as he presents. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead. Unmute, please.
I think I would like to share now. So I don't know, it's like you're sharing, someone is sharing.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Can you try again now, please?
Okay.
Are you able to?
No,
because yeah, you should be able to share. So to say all participants can share.
I want have to log out and log in again. I don't know why it's okay. Yeah, let me just start and I hope we just let me try to log out and log in again.
Okay, so while we wait for you, maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions again. Okay, maybe Mr. Shim, just while we wait for him, can we take this question? What is the chance for someone who okay, we've taken that. Can someone switch from a skilled worker visa to a global talent visa? Quickly.
Yes, I think you can. You can if you're You can, and the time you've spent, I think there's a way they roll it over. So if you got endorsed for 3 years and you've already spent 2 years on a particular visa, you just do it, and I think it will work through for you.
Okay, yeah, it's highly very possible. Okay, all right, thank you, sir, for that. Okay, Mr. Water, can you?
Yeah.
Aha.
I hope you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Fight the beast once again.
Okay. What about now?
Is not positioned properly.
Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Wow.
Or can you send it to me and then I will share? I don't know why.
Welcome someone. Because I'm already.
Okay, yeah. Oh, it has gone again.
So what about now?
Not yet.
If you can minimize your own video, you should minimize his video.
Okay, let me send it to you.
Send it to me.
Let me send it to you.
Okay, while we are waiting for that, let's answer another question. How can someone with a post-study visa presently in health and care switch to IT? I think Mr. Shon, you've answered that before, but just repeat it.
This person has a better chance, in my own opinion. He has a better chance because it's only post-study. So what the person can do, okay, everybody understand you're probably going to, make end meets, pay your bills and all. So, but at the same time, you need to be able to say that you have your background before coming is tech, right? And the cost you did as also what motivates you to take the course you did, what is the plan with the course you did, and what are you still affected. So it's not going to be for this person a very strong letter of personal statement, letter of recommendation, and also those support documents. If we can get it without reflecting to the care thing, without talking about the care thing, do a very clean CV. This person has a better chance because what home office have about that person is that he's schooling here, he's finishing school. This person has a better chance than the first person.
Nice. So if for example,
yeah,
let's assume in our church we have somebody working in the multimedia department, and he's not directly working in a tech company, but in a media department of the church, but he's an IT person. He has a degree in IT and all that. Does that person qualify for Global Talent, the tech pathway?
The tech pathway.
Yeah.
Number one, the company, the organization that he's working with is a non-profit, not a tech company. That already knock it out.
Okay.
The only thing is, let's assume he's employed with another company and then transfer to manage the tech part of the church. That's another way to look at it.
Okay. So, okay, right. But the church, for example, can provide a recommendation.
The church can just give his mandatory requirements for him. Mandatory that one of the mandatory criteria that speak to support for non-profits.
Okay.
That's what the church can give to him to say that, oh, this person has been put over church, he's the one managing our days. They sign and stand by the pastor and provide proof. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We can send in more questions, and then we have our immigration lawyer, Mr. Olatunji, here with us. He's an expert in immigration. So if we still cannot, because I'm yet to get Mr. Babatola's slides, if we are still working on that, maybe I would invite
Okay.
him. Are you okay now?
Is this visible now?
It is now, yeah.
All right. So, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm actually in a choir rehearsal and we're preparing for a concert, so I'm not in a well packaged place. Yeah. So thank you. I was following, and thank you, Mr. Sheon. Mr. Sheon has done a whole lot because global talent is the process is quite similar. It's just that obviously for the specifications, you would have to provide different evidences, and probably the mode of presentation may quite be different. But so let me just so obviously we already know what global talent is talking about. We have different parts in it, which IT or Mr. Sheon just talked about. So I'll be talking about the fashion design, which is under art and culture. So under art and culture itself, we have artists, filmmakers, and other practitioners. And you already know that the global talent has two routes, two pathways. There's the exceptional talent and there is the exceptional promise. So people always, because when people see me, they're always saying that, okay, so let me put it down that I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I used to call it fashionpreneur. And that's what I do with my wife and what we've been doing in, right there in Nigeria. In fact, so I was majoring on the male aspect. She was doing the female aspect of the fashion design. And in fact, that was what I did till the last minute when I was traveling. So I think my flight was for maybe 12 or thereabout, or maybe 1 till around 10. I was still kind of packaging clothes I needed to deliver. So that was what I was doing, more like full time, kind of. So, but coming here, we had to decide. I had other plans. So I originally came in to the UK with an healthcare visa, skilled worker, the healthcare route. But we knew that from inception we're not going to stay on this visa because I didn't like the restriction. I already had troubles because my employer already had issues and all that revocation. So we knew we just had to move. And I knew that what I was looking for, what I wanted to do on the long run, getting another COS was not the option for me. I was still going to be restricted to the healthcare route. So I didn't want that because I had other things I wanted to do. So we decided to go for the global talent. We thought about it while we were in Nigeria, which if I'm going to tell you, it's somehow even easier to do it from Nigeria. I will explain that later. So, but we decided to okay, since I already got the skilled workers visa, let's just come, then we do. So we didn't lose focus. So, but we looked at it that, okay, who would want to prepare to do the global talent this thing. So we decided it was going to be my wife. So I'm not the original person. I'm just a dependent on the global talent visa. But I can tell you that the whole process, I was even more involved than my wife because women, sometimes when it comes to documentation, they are a bit, some of them can be a bit lazy. So, and number two, because she has more passion in the fashion thing than I actually do. So I currently am drifting towards tech. So, but she's on this fashion and she's doing it full time. I still make clothes, but it's not what I want to do, like the main thing. So it's my wife, but she's not chanced to do this, and probably she just felt like, okay, I should better present it and all that. So, so the endorsing body, let's go, the endorsing body for fashion designing. Okay, I already talked about the exceptional talent, exceptional promise. We know that the exceptional talent is 5 years. The exceptional promise, the exceptional talent is 3 years. The exceptional promise is 5 years to ILR, at least at the way it is right now. So the endorsing body is actually the British Fashion Council. So they are the ones that will actually assess your evidences and whatever you're going to submit. You are going to submit to UKVI, but they are going to pass it to the British Fashion Council. So who are the assessor? And like you know, what you are getting is an endorsement. So after the endorsement, the rest is more like a formality. The truth is that you can submit both your application for endorsement and your visa at the same time. People do that. But people always, some will based on precaution and all that, because you don't even know if they're going to give you the endorsement. You want to say, let me do the endorsement first. When I get it, I will apply for the visa. So it's all written here. The British Fashion Council assesses applicants on behalf of the Arts Council England. Decision is made within 8 weeks of application. So they judge application based on international standard and industry expertise. So who can apply? Well, you must be working regularly in fashion. They specified at least for the last 5 years. If you are going for the exceptional talent route, I would share the link of the UK documentation for all this, and even the British Council, the Arts Council documentation. I'll share it on the chat, and I will share it with Pastor, so you can see in detail everything that is being put here. So for exceptional talent, they want your work to be exceptional, outstanding. So the evidences they will be asking for is quite different. We'll kind of look at that. Then for exceptional route, they want you to be like you are you're just imagine designer, but you kind of already have some level of international recognition, and you demonstrate real potential. So if you're also a prize winner, it helps, and it's also very important. Let's go to the next thing. So what are the requirements? So essential requirements. So majorly it's always like they want four. What I mean is that they highlight 4 evidences, but majorly they actually want 2 out of the 4. So if you can have 2 strong evidences, you can produce 2 strong evidences, you're actually good to go. But because you don't want them to have any reason to deny you, people go to the extent of doing like 3, or sometimes even producing the 4. But actually they say 2 of the 4. So essential documents, they need 3 letters of recommendation. They specify 3 pages, these matches, up to 10 pieces of evidence. So I'm going to be explaining what they mean when they say all these things. So obviously you need a type CV to explain your journey. So you can see now, evidence category, they said at least 2 of the following. Now, international media recognition, international prize and nomination, catwalk shows and international exhibition, international distribution and sales. So out of these 4 that you see now, that's different from the one and the one above. Standard, you're going to provide 2 recommendation letters. Standard, you're going to provide 10 pieces of evidence. Your CV, you're going to do that. But of the ones below, you just need 2. So you can decide to say, okay, in my fashion journey, I can only provide international distribution and sales. Probably you've made sales distribution to, especially outside the country. That's what they are interested in. So you have made distributions to UK, to the US, and you have the evidence to show. So maybe a boutique ordered for your stuff, you're ready to wear and all that. So they would appreciate that. Then if you have gone for exhibition, you've done exhibition, maybe a runway or whatever it is. Like we have the Nigeria, we have the GTB Fashion Week and all that. Or you've even done international, which makes it stronger. So you can just provide two. Or what you have is an award, but you want to make sure that the awarding body is quite a strong body. So not just like maybe your old school association, that may not fly. But I mean, a body that is quite, they have social media presence, they have some kind of recognition to themselves. So then international media recognition, they're talking of maybe you've been mentioned in articles, maybe you featured in the Vogue magazine or in international media, or you've been interviewed by one international channel. It could even be, I don't know, maybe one that airs online, but has a strong following. So things like that. So I'm still going to go into more detail, but from what is already outlined, I can tell you that if you are actually in fashion design, it is something that is very doable. I mean, very doable. Okay, so the problem people used to have, like for example, my wife, the issue she had, because I knew she was going to be the one to do it. Like I said, she's more passionate and, she even started this whole thing. She brought me in to fashion. So the problem she had was that she had done a lot of things. She had done exhibitions even while schooling in Unilag. She actually studied creative art and she majored in textile. So she had done a lot of things. She had done exhibition in an Oriental hotel and some other places, but she didn't document them, professionally. So she had done a lot of things. She had done a lot of sales in some places, but she didn't have them well documented. So that was the issue. So she had to start going through processes, looking for them, how she could get them. Sometimes somehow even reaching out to those organizers to see what evidence she could get. So that made it take some time. Like if Mr. Sheon that spoke, he actually submitted his own evidence in like 3 days. So it shows you that it doesn't really have a number of time. If you are ready for what they have, you can package it in the shortest possible time. And all you'll be waiting for is their own reply. So let's go to, so I already have this links already. I'm just going to share it on the chat now. The UK Gov site and government site, the British Council, the Art Council. I'm going to be sharing them. And so what would now be going into is I'll be telling you basically, maybe step by step. You already know the benefits of the global talent. One of the amazing benefits it gives is that you have authorization to work without kind of restriction. So you can own your own business. You can be doing your fashion business from home. You can also be working in another sector entirely and be making money from that. Then your dependent can do same. And if you want to look at it now, currently the UK government, the way they are even rubbishing the whole skilled worker, especially the healthcare sector, calling them the COVID and the Boris or wave and all that, making it look as if, talking about the low earnings they are getting and making it look as if they are not really important. And, but they are not talking like that concerning when it comes to the global talent. In fact, I read some months ago, like they're even setting up task force for the global talent, people that will be scouting for global talents, even in other countries. And there are even some talents they would even pay for your relocation. Whatever it is you need to relocate to the UK, they are going to do that. So it shows you that it's a category that is going to really stay for a while. And even when we are talking about all this issue about what they are talking about recently, that they are going to do ILR to be so, but they still specify that for those who are contributors, those who are skilled. So a global talent person is actually on that level of skill. So those people may not be affected, even if the ILR time is extended. So those are some of the advantages. And so um, let me let me now break it down. For example, I'm now going to talk about what we did, what we presented, so that so for example, when we looked at our own, we realized that my wife, even while she was in Nigeria, she was already making supply to people outside the country, in the UK, in the US. So we focused on where our strength was. So that was one of the things she focused on, and one of the evidences we chose. So Catwalk shows an international exhibition. He has also done that. So he had done exhibitions, and she was able to present evidences for that. Like, okay, I've done these exhibitions. Like I said, she did some things in Oriental. She did some things while she was in Unilag, and even after then. There was even something we did in our church. They still did it recently. I attend Calvary Bible Church at home. There's something they call CAPSA. It's an industry exhibition. Even though it's run by the church, but it has really become the mainstay thing. You know, people come and exhibit. So we're able to put in some of those things. And international recognition, as at our own time, they were still accepting, what you have on your social media, and what you, maybe, for example, you featured in articles, maybe like Tribune, Guardian, and some of our national newspapers. So we were able to get ourselves to be in some of those things. There are some things I can talk about now that we necessarily also did. But if there's anyone that is interested in it, then I can share with you some of those core secrets in doing it. Some of those core secrets in doing it. Because I can tell you that some people didn't even have majority of the evidences. They were just like fashion designers doing things in their corner, but they were able to get some of these evidences, and they were endorsed, and they got the visa. So it's now left to you to now see how you brush up yourself and continue in that field, at least continue doing things. And fashion is one of the sector that it is even easier, because in tech, for example, you can hardly fake. I'm not saying you will fake in fashion, but I'm saying that in tech you may not actually be able to fix some things, or if you know it, you know it, But in fashion, there are people who necessarily, what they can only do is that they can only measure with the tape rule, and they know how to select good fabric, and that's all they can do. But because you know how to do all that, you know how to get tailors or people to supply you with ready to wear, you know how to open a website, you know how to make your website look beautiful, you know how to put it there, with your website creation, how people can place orders, buy now, order now, and people are already doing that. That's already something. So I'm already telling you one of the things people do: create a website, get beautiful pictures. I mean, they also specify that there's a particular way your pictures should be. I can try to look for one. If you have seen some of these headless photos of clothes, that is just going to be the clothes, and there's no one wearing it. Some of pictures like that, particularly white background. How they list this thing when you go to you want to do your shopping, you want to buy clothes on some of these our e-commerce websites. You put it like that, and you can create a website. It doesn't take much to create a website now. You can do it even using your AI, these days. For example, this slide now, I didn't have to type almost anything. These were just based on instruction given to the AI. And I actually did this within this slide I'm using now. It can be more beautiful, but because I was really, when Pastor told me, and I had to respond to him this morning, I quickly had to do something within like 5 minutes. In fact, I was in a taxi and I was just completing it. So what I would say I did was just adding this color that you see on the title. But I did this with AI in just like 5 minutes or thereabout. And I already have a presentation, kind of. So it just tells you that you can do a lot of things. So what we did, we had collections before, but they were not looking very professional. There's a specification, there's a way it should be. There's a way a white background it should be. There's a way the quality of pictures should be. So we had to go and get those things. We did photo shoots with different things. We did Ashoki, we did the Ankara jumpsuit kind of thing. We did different ones. So we're able to do that. So then the website, you put your stuff on the website. Like I told you, headless photos. There are people who specialize in taking those pictures. You put them there. Then you put it that people can order. They can place order now. And you have orders from UK, get the link. So those are some of the evidences they want to see. So what else? So that's it basically. When I say it's easier a bit from Nigeria, is because in the UK here, you hardly know few people who can help you out with a lot of things. Like, they want to see, when you talk of letter of recognition, at our own time, we were getting letter of recognition from like maybe the Nigerian, I think there's the Nigerian Fashion Council. I think there are two of them like that we approached and all that. And, we're able to get from them. But even along the way, while we were doing the application, they started changing the requirements again. So the recommendation letter they needed from some very top people. So they didn't just want from maybe just organization. Maybe they realized that people were just going to those organizations some people were going there and they were just paying their way to get some of those letters. So they specified what they wanted. So the person that must endorse you must also have a global recognition. They must have received so awards and like that. So like I said, in Nigeria is a bit easy to get some of those people. So that's why I said in Nigeria. And even if you look at the time of visa processing in Nigeria, it's shorter compared to the one in the UK. Even though I would say our own didn't also take time. They said it was going to take like 8 weeks, but it came like half of that. So I think that's basically what
Okay.
it entails. So so if you now want to go into specification, like, okay, this is my situation, I'm a fashion designer, this is what I have, how do I do this, how do I get this, how do I get this? So we can now go into all those ones, but basically that's what I need.
Okay.
Everything that I just highlighted. So let me see how
I think thank you. Thank you so much. Honestly, you can see from from experience of somebody who has been a fashion designer, with his wife. And honestly, I don't know. I just believe there are opportunities that maybe we are not tapping into. Right. I know care is easy to get, but unfortunately now we can see how the government law and policy keep changing here and there. And I believe a lot of us, we are skilled. There are fashion designers here, there are IT people here, there are researchers here, and we are worried. I think we just need to take the bull by the horn and begin to apply to some of these visa pathways. Maybe we'll take one or two questions, but why I think maybe because we have our immigration lawyer here, Mr. Olatunji. So at this point, do we have any specific question for Mr. Babatola? Can we give him a round of applause for sharing his experience with us? Can we just appreciate him with a round of applause, please? Thank you. So thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. If you want to know more about the fashion pathway, please reach out to him. You know, if you want to know more about the IT pathway in securing global talent visa, please reach out to Mr. Shem as well. So thank you so much, sir. So do we have any? So now I'm going to invite Mr. Do we have any question, any specific question for Mr. Babatula before I read the profile of our immigration lawyer, and then we can ask him any question?
Questions are on
He's an
chat,
experienced.
sir.
Okay, questions are on the chat. Okay, let me
Yes,
read
Pastor.
them. Right. Okay, that's
Can I ask a question, sir?
you can ask. Yeah, if you have you can ask, please.
Okay, my question goes to the second speaker on the IT. My question is, first, I am an IT specialist. I work with the software infrastructure. Back home, I have built some websites and I work with some companies which at the moment right now, I was a partner of the company, even with NTN. We did some backup software in terms of some with other companies in VI called EA Capital, STI, which is FTI Bank, or do some software for the finance, in terms of the leads and backup, whereby it's automated. And recently, before I came to the UK, but before I went to Japan, before I came down to UK, I did a partner with the company. I built what I call an interactive website whereby we actually draw all the vendors in one site, just like
Hello, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Thank
yes,
you. We thank you for all the profile. We appreciate that. Can you go straight to the question because we won't take so many questions? Is that okay?
Okay, yes.
So what's your question?
How do I integrate my IT skills to pattern to the global talent requirement?
Okay, so I'll answer you straightforward. So first thing first is, who do you want to apply as? Do you think you want to apply as a software person, because you speak more to be a software person, like you're speaking now. So if you're going to be software, I think we need to now say, okay, this person is a software person. That's the first thing. Then all the companies that you said you supported to, can you reach them to say they are giving you a letter of support? So you need to be sure you can reach them in Japan, in Washington. If you can reach them and we can get letter of support and also get proof. Proof could be that the application you built for them, they give us a background, a letter coming from them to say that before you join, before you you get to meet, that this was the problem they have, this is how you solve it for them, and this is the outcome of or the result of using that application. So these are the part of evidences. Then they also do a screenshot of the evidences that can fit into maybe growth of a startup, whatever that you want to do to make it work that way. I think you can fight on your experience together. We can make all of them work together. If you can have access to them, you define how you want to join them, how you want to do your application, who you want to claim that you are. I think that way we can do it.
Okay, thank you, sir, for that question. There's a question here. Can we reach out directly to the speakers for more updates? Would all of you be willing to provide your personal mobile, your numbers, or is it okay, or you think
Yeah, sure. I'll type mine on the group.
your
I'll
type? Okay,
put
all
my
right,
LinkedIn,
all
my
right,
LinkedIn
okay,
profile, my phone number,
okay.
and email address here.
Oh,
Thank you.
excellent. Honestly, thank you. Only God will reward you for this, the support you're making. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. So, and that answer, Mr. Ebenezer, what are the chances of a person on student visa to convert to this fashion designer global talent visa? Okay. Mr.
Yeah.
Babatula, so what are the chances of student converting to fashion designer pathway?
Yeah, sure. I don't know the regulation it is right now. If this, I believe they were expected to finish your studies. But so I don't know if it's possible to switch while your master's is going on or something. But I know that.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah. So
You can't switch. You have to complete your study. You
so but
cannot switch. But Yeah, you can switch.
Obviously,
You have
when-
answered it correctly.
yeah, so when you complete it, I think you can switch to whatever visa. Like I
Yeah.
said, I was on a skilled worker before, and my wife was the dependent, and she was able to switch to global talent. So you can switch obviously when you are done with it. I believe that's the
You're
straight
done.
kind of a post study. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
So we will take more questions, but I will read the profile of Mr. Olatunji. He's an immigration lawyer, and he's he has helped many people who are currently having serious immigration issues. So he would answer any question, any concern that we may have. So I will read the profile. It says Samuel Olatunji is an experienced immigration law specialist with a proven track record of successfully defending clients before immigration tribunals. With extensive courtroom experience and deep knowledge of UK immigration legislation, he has built a reputation for effective advocacy in complex immigration matters. His practice encompasses the full spectrum of immigration law, including visa applications, appeals against refusal decisions, judicial reviews, deportation defense, and human rights claims. Having appeared before immigration tribunals on numerous occasions, Samuel brings invaluable first-hand experience of tribunal procedures and judicial expectation, enabling him to craft compelling arguments and present cases with confidence. Samuel is particularly skilled at handling challenging cases involving refusal application, representing clients through the appeal process with meticulous attention to detail and thorough case preparation. His tribunal experience has developed his ability to navigate complex legal arguments, present evidence effectively, and advocate persuasively for clients facing difficult immigration decisions. In addition to immigration law, Samuel also practices sports law, which provides valuable insight and ability to represent international athletes and sports professionals with their UK immigration requirements. Known for his client-centered approach and commitment to achieving positive outcomes, Samuel combines technical legal expertise with practical guidance, ensuring clients understand their options and receive robust representation through their immigration journey. So, please, let's make welcome Mr. Olatunji. Maybe we just give us a brief sort of, how would I put it now? Encouragement for those who are a bit panicking about the changes in immigration law, and then it will take a lot of our questions. So, sir, over to you. Just a brief encouragement about about what is happening in terms of immigration law, and then we will ask you several questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. My name again is Samuel Olatunji. Over many years, there are things that I have discovered that sometimes we try to discount, even at whatever level that we find ourselves. Let me first of all place it on record and say I'm very grateful to Pastor for making a time like this possible. And I also want to appreciate my previous presenters, Mr. Tunji and Sheung. Now, I must admit from onset that I'll probably not be able to answer nitty-gritty answers in the global talent, and more than the people that were involved themselves. I have to admit that. So some of those questions probably only be able to give some clarifications. But in terms of the practicality of that, I will concede that they will be in a better position than myself. Now, one other thing that we want to say is this. Some of us misconstrue what the church is there for. Some of us tend to condemn, I give their money and they're using my money to buy jet, to do this, to that. Now, where you are today is organized by a church. Yes? Before they can persuade those of us that have the privilege of talking to some of us today, it took some time. I think probably Pastor got my details from another webinar that I did some time ago, and he called me and said, okay, can we do this? And I said, yes. Now, my background is this. Many years ago, I used to work in the church very, very actively. At that time, probably because I was single many, many years ago. And as a result of that, I dedicated my time at that time to church service. But what the point I'm trying to bring is this. Even today, some of our speakers have mentioned things that relates to the church activity, right? So your service in the church, it doesn't matter your pastor recognize it or not, can probably be a thing that will help you for your future, even in your immigration matters, even in other matters. So at that time, I will serve. I don't care anything. I can leave my business. The pastor called me and said, Sam, we have to go and do this. I will go there. We have to go and do this. I will go there. But that paved way for me, because by the time I started my own business, if I did not serve the church at that time, some of the skills that I picked it up from serving the church. So I'm using this opportunity to beg each and every one of us, don't discount serving in the church. Don't worry about anybody saying the church is using you and all the rest of them. That doesn't matter. What is important is that God is seeing and recognizing everything that you are doing. And also must place it in record. Some people by experience have learned a few things. You can have a right package. If you don't have God in that right package, your application will still fail. You may not have everything you need, but if God is in it, it will work for you. I've been to court. I've seen this myself. Not that anybody telling me a third party stuff. I'm not saying don't get your evidences when you want to go to court. That's not what I'm suggesting. Yes, but trust in God. Pray about your matter. Pray about your activity. Pray about the application that you are making. Pray about your appeal, whatever it is. Pray about it. Ask God to direct you first. Yes, it doesn't matter how good a lawyer is. The decision maker is the judge, not your lawyer. I won't go to court. I'm not going to be the decision maker. It is going to be God. I mean, it's going to be the judge. But the heart of the king, yes, is in the hand of the Lord. He can turn it the way he wants. I can tell you that. So briefly, that is it. Now, in terms of all these questions, I think we have about 20-something questions. But let me try to make some few clarifications, particularly in terms of this skilled worker and social, whatever it is. Now, the bottom line is that there have been some significant changes, particularly that took effect in July 2025. Some of that may affect some of us, and some of that may not affect some of us. Now, with effective from July 2025, like I said, there are big changes. Yes, of course, there is like we are going through like a transitional period now between 2025 and 2028. Are people still eligible for care worker if they're already in the UK? Yes. Can people still be issued COS? Yes. But one important thing is this, and Pastor mentioned this before. One misconception that, and I get tired about people asking this question all the time. Oh, they said I came here with a skilled worker. I want to sponsor myself. There is nothing like self-sponsorship. I don't care how much of the route you read on the internet. There is nothing like that. Yes, because the criteria every organization have to fulfill, particularly when they are applying for sponsorship license, there are criteria. One of them must have indefinite leave to remain or a British passport. You that just came last week or probably last month, You are saying, oh, I want to create a company. And can I sponsor myself? Of course you cannot. If you get a brother or a sister or whatever it is that meets the criteria, then yes. Yes, but even though I know in church, we are all brothers and sisters, but if money is not enough, if it's not involved, it is easy for us to be brothers and sisters. I know that. I'm also an ordained pastor myself. So, and I've seen that. Yes, when money is not involved, it is easy for us to be brothers and sisters. But where money is involved, you will see that that person that says, okay, I have British passport or have it, definitely will now turn against you. I'm not suggesting that that happens all the time, but by experience, I know that that happens. And for most skilled working now, the salary structure have changed. Yes, it has. I have 2 cases that I'm battling with at the moment. I have 2 cases I'm battling with at the moment. I think one of them is actually at the Oba Tribunal, whereby the COS was issued to them as a tenor. There were issues about whether or not the salary is enough or not. So that is there. So let us all bear this in mind. There are things that you cannot circumvent. And another thing I want to point out is this: please, for God's sake, add as many skills as you want in your life. When you are less busy, do something else. I've practiced as an accountant. I've practiced as a project manager. I've practiced as setting up an IT company myself. Yes, so if there is any area that I know that I need help with, I try to do it. I'm currently studying as a cybersecurity expert on my own. I just want to add as many skills. So please, when you are not doing much whatsoever, try to add skills to what you already have. And I know one day or the other, that might be useful to you. So I then now give room for questions, please.
Thank you, sir. Well said, sir. Do we have any specific question, or any question that for our lawyer? Any concern that you have? Anybody? You can talk. You can put it in the chat. There are some questions already here, but maybe
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
I have a question, sir. All right. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, so my question is, I am on a skill worker visa, the care route, and my employer license has been withdrawn. Meanwhile, I have not received letter of containment. I'm still on the visa. The visa is still valid, but my employer license has been withdrawn. And Home Office has written us to inform us your employer license has been withdrawn. So you are no longer under that sponsorship, but your visa is still valid. For this time, and we are advised by Home Office to look for another employer. For this time, while I am looking for another employer that I'm no longer under that sponsorship, does this still count? Does this waiting period count to my 5 or 10 whatsoever years route that my visa is supposed to be? That is my question, sir.
Thank you very much. That is a very, very good question and a very interesting question. Now, my answer would be this: I don't really know. I don't know an answer to that, and I have to be truthful to you. The reason for that is simply this: that people have not gone through this route before. We haven't seen all these things that is happening before. We haven't seen it. It's just like somebody that came, you are on whatever skilled working visa that you have. Now, and the guy that I got about few kinds now that I'm having challenges with the even COS as well. They came, the guy that promised them don't have job for them. They have to go and start doing another job to make sure that they pay the bill. They will give the money to the so-called employer, so used to pay their salary. Instead of paying them 2,000, they can just pay, maybe they're paying 1,800. And somebody asked me, how would this kind? And I said, brother or sister, I don't know. The reason for that is this: none of these people have gone through the end. That is, they have not been here with that valid visa for about 5 years. So the only time we are going to know whether or not that half salary we count is at the end. We haven't gotten to the end. Yeah, because we don't know at that time. What evidence would Home Office require you to present? Would they be asking for your 5 years bank statement? We don't know. If they ask you for your 5 years bank statement, that means whatever you have done for that half payment is already out of the window. So specifically for this, what I'm aware of is that there are Home Office knew that there have been fraud all over the place concerning the issuance of COS. And there are pressures on them. There are pressures to act, but there are also pressures to be lenient, which is why probably if they write a letter to you to say, okay, they gave you opportunity. Generally, what they do is that once the sponsorship license is cancelled, they probably will give you about a month or thereabout. But if they are giving you more than that, that is because they understand the scale of what is going on, and they have responsibility to be able to help us well. If they have to, like I have another client, yeah, we prepare the client's payroll. The people on their payroll is about 60. Yes, it's about 60 of them. That is just for one of our clients, right? Now, they now try to do an interview. She couldn't go for the interview because she knew the alarm would blow. She didn't go. As a result of that, they withdraw their sponsorship license. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves, all those 60 people, yeah, just for one company, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sponsorship whereby there something is with them. Do you think Home Office will just say, okay, all of you go back to home? It doesn't matter where you are coming from, whether you are from India, from China, or whatever. Do you think Home Office will say, everybody, you have to now, we have revoked? They will not do that, because that will create problem, that will create hardship. But does it mean they are going to continue to condone it forever? The answer is no too. So, sir, I don't know the specific answer to that, but my advice for you will be, please be proactive, be active in seeking other alternatives. You don't want them to give you a deadline. Now it is an open check, I will say, at the moment. Yes, please work hard on that. Don't wait until they give you a deadline. They're probably working on a policy they have not been able to come up with, but I can guarantee you they will come up with a policy very soon. And the question you have to ask yourself is, when did I know about it? You knew about it probably in July. Yeah? What did you do about it? You think it's one of those things. It's not going to be one of those things, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other question you want to verbalize? I will read some question. I think it might be one of the earlier speaker. It says, please, does that mean, this is from Mr. Blessing Tunde Dada, please, does that mean that anyone from NGO is not qualified for the Global Talent Visa, even if the NGO is more tech-savvy organization? Right. Mr. Shion, I think this question the question I asked you about somebody working in multimedia and all that, not in the tech sector, does the person qualify for Global Talent? You outrightly say no. Right.
Yeah,
so I think this is a follow-up question now.
Yeah, so
you say, even if it is tech savvy, does that make any difference?
So it's a digital-led company. That particular statement, digital-led, digital product-led.
Yeah.
And then is not a product.
Yeah.
Let's say there is this particular company that provides platform for people to donate money to. I've forgotten, I think a couple of them are in the UK here. If you are working with those kind of company that they have a software, they just support non-profits. That's what they do. They support non-profits. When you are doing charity work, you are donating. People can donate with their card. They have a platform where they do all of that, right? GoFundMe, if you are working with GoFundMe as a company now, it's a non-profit organization. They support non-profit, but it's a tech company supporting non-profits. So they have a product. So a church does not have a product. And an NGO does not have a product, right? Because he's already registered as an NGO. If you're
I think
registered as a, if you're registered as a tech company, it's a different thing.
different thing. I think well said. I think you've answered it clearly. Thank you, sir. Let me go back to our lawyer. He said, please, sir, as a person that his employer license has been revoked and the Home Office has not sent any letter, how many hours can the person do per week?
Well, that is also very, very subjective. If you already have a knowledge that your sponsorship license issued to you by an employer is already revoked. Now, the simple thing is nobody will expect you to fold your arms and without doing anything. But you see, the problem that we have is this. Many people will look at this as a de facto thing that must happen. Yes? So if you say, okay, do this, they will say, oh, our lawyer said we can go and work for 36 hours, it doesn't matter. That's not what your lawyer said. Yes? So in the short term, if you have to provide for your family, yes, probably if you find another job, but make sure that all these things are documented, like has been fairly mentioned. The reason why you are doing for that, how many PLCs do you try to apply to, particularly in the same industry where the sponsorship license has been withdrawn? If you have that, even if a policy comes out tomorrow, yes, we can always say, sir, or Home Office, this guy tried. He applied to X, he applied to X, he applied to X. And because he doesn't want to become a nuisance, that is why he's doing this. Yes, we recognize that he's not supposed to be working in this role for more than 20 hours, but he's doing it now while he's looking. But I repeat one word. Don't say that this is going to be like thing that is permitted. Your visa remains your visa. Yes, if he says that in the industry you have to work, that is what you have to look for. If you cannot find it in the short term, probably you can work somewhere else. But I repeat, don't say, oh, a lawyer said you can keep working. I didn't say that.
Well, thank you, sir. Second question from the same person. He said the person visa will expire in 2 months without getting another COS yet. Can the person extend his or her visa until the person gets another COS, or is there any other route apart from skilled worker visa? I don't know whether that question is clear.
Yeah. Well, I get that kind of question all the time. Yes, I get that type of question all the time. Now, what the person is saying is this. Yes, he came here maybe 3 years ago or about 3 years ago. Yes. Now the sponsorship visa is going to expire. Yes, in 2 months' time. What do I do? Well, what you should do is simply to look for another employer that will probably give you another one. Or like I've been mentioned, probably you look for another type of route that you can try to. But please, for God's sake, do not allow your visa to expire before you make an application. Yes. And one question, somebody came to see me last week and mentioned something like this and said, I want to apply. They said people can now apply for leave to remain. And I answered, leave to remain under what? They said you can apply. Apply for what? Number one, I agree that probably you want like a placeholder. What I mean by placeholder is this, like somebody whose visa is going to expire in 2 months' time. Yes. And you are looking, okay, I don't want my visa to expire. What can I do now? Yes, I'm not encouraging this. I have to put that in perspective, yes? And you said, okay, I will make just any application. That short application that you are making is simply to be able to buy time. That is why I call it placeholder. Yes, but before you make a placeholder application, First of all, do you have the money? What do you call it? The visa fee now is 1,332. Yes. The IHS is 2,950. Yes. Add all that together. Yes. Going to about 3,900 and plus. Yes. If you have to pay a lawyer, whatever it is that you agree with him or her, that is that. Now, before you apply for that thing that is going to be a placeholder, you know that is going to fail anyway, because you don't have any private life here. You've only been here for only 2.5 years. Let's say maximum 3 years. Yes, you haven't lived here lawfully for 10 years. Yes, if you haven't, you don't have a private life. Even if the day you came, your wife was pregnant or whatever it is, and both of you came, you had a child here. That child is only 3 years in this country. It doesn't have a private life. Yes, so do you want to sacrifice that 1,322 plus 29, whatever it is, that 3,950? Do you just want to use it as a placeholder? It depends on your circumstance. It depends on your situation. Because before they will determine on such an application, it can be 3 months, it can be 6 months. I had people that I put in their application 9 months ago, and we are still waiting. Yes. So I cannot tell you, oh, you put an application in today, tomorrow your something is going to be. No. And I did something just last week for someone, yes. And second day, it got a result. Yes, probably because the person is did what we call like what do you call it now? The one they do very, very urgently. I can't remember the word now, it's gone out of my head. But he paid 1,000 for that. But you see, the truth there is that not all cases are the same. I have another client that did the same application, paid for this, it's called periodicity, paid 1,000 for periodicity. What did I get? I got a letter and said, thank you for applying for your client. Your client's application is complex. We cannot determine it within the framework, even though you pay periodicity. Guess what they said again? They said, we're not going to refund the 1,000 he paid. Yes? So all cases are not the same. But brother and sister, pray about your matter so that the case worker we can't do it, we favor you.
Thank you, sir. Very good point. Then there's a question. So we heard recently that couples not living together will need to prove their relationship. How true is this?
Now, when you are not married, the UK Home Office, they don't work the way we work things probably in Africa or whatever it is. Yes. They call it cohabitation. Yes. If I don't know if that is a specific question the person is asking.
Yeah. I think maybe somebody, they were married before coming to the UK, but they are now staying apart. No longer married.
The question will have to be this: if you probably let's put it this way. A and B were married in Nigeria, yes? Yes. Now they came to UK, yes? Whatever reason, they're no longer married. Yes, they have divorced. But let's ask ourselves this question. Who was the dependent and who was the main applicant? Let's say I did 2 applications. I've done 2 applications for 2 individuals now. Yes, they came with their husband. Yes. Now, the women in the house should not get me wrong. I'm not suggesting by any imagination that men are good or men are bad. Please don't get that wrong. I'm only trying to give specific example of people that I've worked with. Yes. Fortunately or unfortunately, they are women. We now I look at them. I say, okay, you came with your husband. The man is now a madman. Yes, so to say. Do you just keep quiet and say, okay, I've married a mad woman now? These guys, they live in the same house. But the man doesn't talk to her. He doesn't talk to her, doesn't talk to the children, doesn't talk to anybody. He said he's doing his own on his own. Should I now advise this person and say, okay, wait until your visa expires and don't do anything? No, I won't do that. I told her, go, let's look and see what we can do. and we got another sponsorship license for her, and we applied, and they granted her. That's it. What now happened to the husband? That's good luck to him. He didn't say they are divorced, they are not divorced, but the man is nowhere, he's not talking to anybody, he's not talking to the children, he's not talking to the wife. Will the wife now keep quiet and say this? When we did the application, we didn't put the man's there. We didn't put the man's name. We can't put his name because we don't even know if he's got anything or he hasn't got anything. I won't advise my client to say, okay, put the man's name there. And I have another one. I mean, some of these things are very funny, but these are some of the practical things that happen even in church. Yes? This man applied for the children and left out the wife. Yes? He applied. I asked them to show me yesterday. They showed me to say, okay, the children now have extension until a certain time. What about the woman? He's not talking to the woman. He doesn't want to know anything about her. We're now trying to look for, okay, what do we do for this, our innocent sister? We have to find a way around it. Yes? So, if you have parted, yes? If you are parted, yes? No law will force you to be living together. No, you can't be forced to be living together. You might be encouraged, but if that is the case, well, husband, we have to find his own level. The wife, we have to find our own level. It's as simple as that. So if you happen to get a sponsorship or whatever it is, or whatever, but the only thing you cannot do, you cannot marry when you are still married to that man. Yes, you cannot marry. That's it. You cannot marry two people at the same time. Either you are the man or you are the woman. You must divorce one first. And when you divorce, you have to show it. Yes? You have to show the time that you divorce. You can't still be married until 2 weeks ago. And you now say, oh, I married somebody something. You cannot. So work about your time.
Thank you, sir. I think that explains that. There is a question. He said, please, sir, can you shed more light on the July 2020 care visa? A lot of conflicting interpretations. My question, if one gets COS beyond 2028 on the care route, will the government grant it or peg it to 2028?
Well, now the issue that is there is this: we are, like I said, we are like in a transition. Yes. So if your unemployers know this, if they are willing to extend your visa for you, yes, you can, but it may have to be under a new salary structure. Take, for example, the general threshold for skilled worker increased from 38,700 to 41,000, effective from 22nd of July 2025. Remember, I mentioned before, I had a client. She applied for an extension. Now, two of them actually, I did the application for both of them, fortunately or unfortunately. When we were doing the first one, we based the salary on 26,000. Yes, put in the application was accepted, approved. 2 days after, yes, even when before they made the decision, we did exactly for the same person. This person was refused. Yes, they granted the first one. Now we are in judicial review to say there is a conflict of decision making. Either we are going to succeed or not, I leave that in the hand of God. But know for sure that the changes affect salary. Yes, significantly. Yeah, I have another client. For whatever reason, she said, do my husband one, and I will do my own myself. My employer will do it for me. Yes. How much is the employer willing to pay? 29,000. Does that fall under the salary structure that's the new one? If the answer is no, unfortunately, brothers and sisters, the application will be refused. There are changes. Yes. From July 2025. Yes. If you make an application previously, yes, you might still be able to find your way around something. But if now, remember there are some categories that have been dropped, yes, under the shortage list, yes, and yet that doesn't mean that they are not going to get a COS, they will, but under a new regime. So if the regime that your new COS is going to fall under have to be changed, but remember the salary may have to change too.
Thank you, sir. Okay, there is a question from Mrs. Turayo. I have little understanding on sewing and I have no intention. I have no international recognitions. Please, how can I start? I'm interested in fashion pathway. I don't, Mr. Babatula, would you, if you're still with us, I would.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes, please. Can you make it brief? Then maybe this person can have a, have a personal interaction with you. If that
Yeah,
would be
what's the question again? I know she said she
He
has
said, I have
experience.
little understanding on sewing and I have no international recognition. Please, how can I start? I'm interested in fashion pathway.
Okay, so basically, we would have to know what you have because, okay, like I said, it's not one thing; it's four. So you may not have international recognition. Do you have have you had orders from outside the country? So has anybody in the UK, US, or any other country ordered your stuff? So that's one part to then. So I'm one of the evidences. Number two, like I said, if you have made if you have participated in any runway event, any kind of public event, fashion event that is quite recognized, that's another pathway. Then I think what's the third one? If you I think there's another one. So that's just it basically. But like I said, these things are in as much as I don't the first question is, do you have passion in it? If not, there are ways to get some of these evidences. There are ways to get some of these evidences, even though I don't always want to, I don't like make believe. Like you want to make people believe you are what you are not. But if you say you are actually a fashion designer and you want to go into in that path, fine, you don't have sufficient evidences. There are ways you can go about it. That's the truth. Yeah. Even though I must say it would probably cost you money, unlike what you have already, because you don't have it and you want to get it. So that means that there will be people, there are actually people that work some of these things out. So if you know that, okay, you want to do these things in the next 3 months' time, there's a way they can put you in some of these things so that you have them. So for example, they can know how to fix you in some of the runway events that can be upcoming. Do you understand?
But sorry, can I come in? Is it, but they must see the genuineness of the person who want to, do you get it? It's not that you want to get it because you don't want to get visa. You really want to go into fashion, but you don't have enough, evidence or enough, you've not met the entire requirement, but it's your passion.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because genuineness matters here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the genuineness is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So like I said, some things may not show now. I'm sure that there are a lot of people that have gotten global talents now. That is when they want to get ILR, that some things will still pop up. So you get that because after all, so and I was still telling my wife which day I said with the scrutiny they are putting on visas generally now, I said who knows if they may start also putting some additional kind of tax force thing. So look at it. Okay, you that have even collected this visa, let's see what you are doing. Are you actually even doing anything in this pathway? Do you understand? And they may start revoking some people. Just like you know that companies are given licenses for healthcare and other things, and they revoke those companies later because most of them they can't even afford to pay workers. They don't have jobs for people. So it is possible to do it. This evidence is possible to get them. There are ways you can get them. Like if you may have to pay a little bit. So, but like I said, on the long run, do you want to stay on the fashion? Do you want to keep at it? Do you want to? Yeah. So that's what I just think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. So, please, if you can provide your number and if people want to reach you. Thank you, Mr. Olatunji, for providing your number. So if you want to speak to the lawyer, go ahead. This is what he does for living, and he's an expert, and you can hear from all his responses. But maybe we'll take 2 or 3 more questions. I know we have 1 minute, but if our guest will still please permit us for another 5 to 10 minutes so that we can answer more questions. He said, please kindly educate us on the human rights route, especially regards family here with children who have not been able to secure sponsorship and haven't lived here for up to 5 years. What are the options and chances of getting further leave to remain? Human right. I don't know whether there is human right.
Okay.
Right.
All
I
right.
don't know. Thank you, sir.
You remember when I mentioned before, there is what is called family life, right? Family life simply is the number of times and the ties you have in the UK. I went to court one day, and I was defending an application on the base on 20 years. The person has not really spent 20 years, to be honest, but that is the rule. And I was trying to persuade the judge to say this person left wherever he's coming from for 19 years. He's not been out and all that. You know what the judge told me? The judge told me that even the 20 years that the person is supposed to is an amnesty. Yes? That because at the end of that, if the person has not committed any crime and whatsoever, spending 20 years an amnesty already. So I should not come to his court and be asking for another amnesty for that person. Yes? So I say that to say this. If you have been here only for 5 years, yes, unfortunately, you do not qualify for anything even under human rights. Now, there are circumstances of people that are different. Yes? Take, for example, you are a woman and your husband is an abuser that is always fighting you, that is always traumatizing you, that is always doing this and that. Yes? Well, you can say, well, you are suffering from domestic abuse. But since that, before you do that, I will have to advise you and ask you some good questions. This your husband that you said is abusing you. Yes, when you get back to Nigeria, wherever you come from, whether you come from Ghana, Sierra Leone, or whatever it is, yes, what is going to be the impression of the family of that your husband? Yes, they are going to say he brought you to this country and now see what you are turning him to. Yes, are you prepared, yes, to face that consequence? If you cannot, let's pray and find something else to do. But are you going to be qualified for human rights and all the rest of the things like that? The answer is probably no. But Home Office will always look at your circumstance. Take, for example, I'm not sure some of us read it, but I read it. This guy came from, I think, from Ghana with his family. Yes, applied. But he got here to discover that he was deceived. Yes, and they were making an application that they should give a circumstance, and Home Office said, no, we know he was deceived, but that is his own problem. Yes, we have seen where even people were living in the church. Home Office people, immigration enforcers, they went inside that church. Yes, so, but does it mean that that is the rule? No. It may be possible that for whatever reason, God may favor you and you are able to present a case that looks very, very unusual. Yes, in every rule there are exceptions. So don't make that a rule that, okay, because of this, and they will permit me. You are not qualified under any. The only time you are going to be qualified with your children, if your children were born here, yes, and they have lived here for 7 years. After that 7 years, the moment they live 7 years, you have like a leeway, because that is the rule. The rule permits them to now say, can you use them to get your papers? The answer is probably yes. Or when they leave, now remember that there is a difference between indefinite leave and British passport qualification. After 7 years, they can get indefinite leave, but they won't be able to get British passport until when they reach 10 years. Bear that in mind, please. Now, before we close, I have a very good and interesting question for our tech consultant, presenter. Am I allowed to answer the question? To ask the question, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go on, sir.
Now, sir, I have discovered that I know some people will talk about AI and not AI. Yes? Even in this tech thing, yes, I tell you what I do, and I don't know if that will apply. That is why probably other people will be able to adapt this.
Okay, sir.
I'm a pastor in my church. I'm also the treasurer. Yes? Now, I decided on my own to make life easy for me to create an application. I created 2 applications. Yes? I used AI to build all the application from the beginning to the end. The reason why I was able to do that was because, remember, when I was introduced, I've been in IT for a while, many times ago. I actually have a company that I don't know how to write the codes, even up to now. But I can tell you to write a code for me, and I will tell you exactly what I want. If you write a rubbish code, I will tell you this is not what I want. Now, I use the AI, yes, to build the application. Yes, I'm actually using it to build 3 applications at the moment. Yes, one is payroll, one is the one I'll be using for my law practice and even sell it to other people. But specifically, I use it to build an accounting package. Now, if I now present myself as the developer, would I qualify under? I can present everything, all the codes and everything that the AI did for me. I have it myself. I have a platform whereby I hosted it. I manage it myself. I do everything myself. Now, can I use that? I cannot. I don't need it for myself. But can under this text something? Can anybody that perhaps fall into that category be able to use all these things that I'm saying or that I've done? Would they be able to use it, sir?
Okay, so this is very interesting, and I like the fact that you are using AI. Good job, sir. So what I would say is that it can use it. You can use it as part of your evidences, right? Presenting it that you did this, you've done that. But you can't present it that you are a staff working in a church. A church is not a tech company. So it's either you go and register a tech company and presented that you are working with this tech company, but this is what you have done. From your tech company, you've developed an accounting software for a church, and that church gives you a letter of support to say, okay, this is the accounting software they are using, and it's provided by you, by your company, through you. Then you are applied to the law firm. Your law firm also give a letter of support to the candidate that, okay, this person, pastor did this particular application for us. It's helping us with our catalog. We can now manage our clients very well. We understand their situation, and when we have cases, we can even put it on our system, and you understand the file that we want, provide us guide to case that we want to handle, right? This can also be done, but not as a church member, not as a church as an entity.
Yeah.
Church is church. It's not a tech company.
Yeah.
And you are not going to also position yourself as a consultant. That product that you built will be your product.
Yeah.
Product of the company. You are not going to be, your company will be a digital-led product that has digital products.
Yeah.
So what you do, you are building solutions, you are building products to different organizations. Church is your customer, law firm is your customer, this one is your customer. All these other places that are using it, they are going to be your customer. What they will just do, give you a letter of support to say, okay, you help them to do this, do that. Then they provide the proof. They don't even need the code. The front end when people log in and see, they put it there, the pastor writes everything good about you, then you submit it as part of your evidences.
Thank you, sir. Now, in closing, I mean, so just to summarize what my brother I just said, please expand your horizon. Don't limit it to me. If you want to know how I do all that thing, I'm happy to share that with you, not as a lawyer, but on a personal something. Yes? So, like he said, create a company, call pastor tomorrow, register a company, put it as what you do is IT. Yes? Put it that what you do is IT. We're going to work with you to be able to see, okay, which application will be the easiest for you. The brother, Mr. Shehu, knows about it. I don't know about it, but he does. He's probably going to one way or the other help you something, do something. I can tell you, but you have to spend money too. Because the AI I'm using, some people are saying free. I don't use the free one. I pay £200 every month to maintain that. Not because I need it. I don't even know what I need it for, to be honest. But yes, I still do it. So somebody asked me in my office, you are spending £200 for it. I say, yes. What do you use it for? Don't worry. I know what I want. Probably one day it will help somebody in church. I don't know. So set up. The church will not help you. You have to be a techie company. Register a techie company. Call pastor tomorrow. Register this company for me. Yes? Be using it. It may work for you, it may not work for you. God bless you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I think, honestly, the ball is in our court. We need to take action, brother. So we have to take action. Somebody asked a question about, masters. Can I go for global talent and all that? I think you can talk to me personally on that. But I don't think having masters and you don't have any publication, you are qualified for global talent, the research pathway. You are not. So, but we can talk more on that. So I must say a big thank you. So I will start with Mr. Olatunji, a renowned lawyer. And then, okay, Mr. Shu, do you have the last comment? I know time is fast
So
spent.
I wanted
Okay,
to share one.
thank you.
I wanted to share one experience that I got recently. I went for an outing in Kent, and I was there. Then I saw this young boy. The boy should be about 20 or 19, and we got talking. And he said, "Oh, boss, I'm in UK on the Global Talent." I said, "Really?" He said that he's actually on exceptional talent. I look at his age. I look at him. This guy is not. He's just 20 or 19 thereabout. And he told me, "Boss, I'm 21." I now said, "Oh, nice. How did you do it?" He said he was a dropout from university. In fact, from secondary school, he said, I hate school. I hated school. What I did was just, I'm a tech advocate. I go from place talking about tech and all that. Surprisingly, this guy got it endorsement. He got it and moved into the UK last year. He wrote something nice about the journey, though he paid a consultant to help him position it well, right? But he got it. So they don't care about your degrees.
Wow.
They don't, there's no
so
question.
without degree, you can get global talent.
Without university degree, without secondary school.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's why I want to add to it. So you don't need to think about that. Oh, you did mass communication. You did that. No. In as much as you are willing and you've been in that space for a while, I think you can get it quickly.
I think see, I hope that's for me is an eye opener, right? Somebody without degree, right? As young as 20-year-old got global talent. So
exceptional 3 years
exceptional. So not even the promise, exceptional. So nothing is stopping us, right? So we need to broaden our horizon as our pastor has said. So please, let's take action. Take action. Have multiple options. The law shouldn't be catching us off guard, and we begin to panic. There are opportunities in this land. And not just this land. We've seen people migrating to United States on global talent because they have their own version as well in the US. So whatever place you want to live in the Western world, opportunities abound. We must grab those opportunities, but we need to take action. We need to repackage ourselves, rebuild ourselves, reskill, If hearing from Pastor Latuji saying is a cyber security person, a lawyer, an accountant. Oh my goodness. Even me, I'm saying that my own is only limited to 2. I think I need to broaden my horizon as well now. So thank you, sirs. I want to thank on behalf of RCG St. Louis Assembly. I want to thank Mr. Babatula for sharing your experience, your knowledge. Mr. Sheung, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. And I must thank Pastor, and I don't know whether I should qualify him as a professor now, Olatunji, for sharing your experience, your expertise with us. Please, let's consult them. Let's talk to them. And we have a lot to gain from them. And I pray the Lord will bless us all in Jesus' name. So we're going to end it here. It's recorded. If you want to watch it again, it's on our YouTube channel, RCG YouTube channel, Saint Light Assembly. So, and if you want to talk to me, my number, I've put my number on the chat as well. You can feel free to have a chat with me as well. So I'm going to call Pastor Olatunji to just give us a prayer, because he has been mentioning you need God, even if your application is rubbish, but with God, they can favor you. So I think we need to tap from that anointing. So, sir, can you pray for us as we round off? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Let's pray. Righteous Father, we are grateful to you because you are our Father. Thank you because there is nothing we can do without you. With you, Lord, you can do everything for us. We thank you for our pastor that have put this seminar together. Thank you for your anointing upon his life. Thank you for your grace that is upon his life. And Lord, we pray that, Lord, that which you have made him to do today will not stand against him if on the day of judgment in Jesus' name. Amen. And Lord, for each and every one of my brother and sister, I commit them into your hand. The grace to tap into your grace, to tap into what you brought them here to do, Lord. Father, grant them, oh God, the grace to be able to see it and to be able to make use of it in the name of Jesus. Amen. Lord, you did not bring any of us to UK just for bringing us. You have a purpose for us. You have a plan for us. We may know your plan, we may not know your plan. But because you have a plan, Lord, give us the enablement to be able to tap into that which you have prepared for us and use it to the glory of your name in the name of Jesus. And Lord, at the end, Lord, we pray that none of us will miss your kingdom. None of us will miss that reason why you created us. As we part now, Lord, let your presence, let it go with each and every one of us. And Lord, Father, Lord, next time we are going to meet, let each and every one of us have a testimony that, Lord, you are indeed good and you are Father to each and every one of us in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord, for answers prayers. For we ask in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, everyone that has attended. This is, our night. We are celebrating our night church anniversary. We invite you to join us for our anniversary celebration service tomorrow. And the Lord be with you and the Lord bless you all in Jesus' name. Thank you, sirs. Thank you. Thank you, all our guests, and thank you, all participants. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you.
Not press something. What you press it? This is not suppress anything. No, direct and press it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.